Alright guys, what's up? This is SonicSol here with another video for DNF. This time I want to talk a little bit about some of the issues I've been having with the game in terms of quality of life. I've been having a lot of fun with the game. Clearly I've uploaded a lot of content regarding the game and I'm having a good time, but like the problem with the game is just things not working. Like it feels like we're in 2009 with this game when it's 2022 and I don't agree with a lot of these issues. I'm playing the PC version now. I do have the console version, but there are problems on the console version as well that I want to address. Hopefully Aiding and Arxis kind of work on a way to like fix these issues because it's messing up being able to play the game. And this is stuff that's been happening with fighting games for quite some time and they really shouldn't be happening anymore. Some of these issues are solved issues, especially with the fact that this game has really strong net play in terms of actual netcode, the rollback working, but everything else isn't working and I don't know why. So as you can clearly see right now, I'm Diamond 3, right? I'm almost to Terra Knight rank, which is right before Deity rank. So I'm like 3 ranks away from the top rank. And I'm unable to find anybody because, you know, it's day 2. Not a lot of people are at the rank that I'm at right now. So I understand that. But even so, there are people that are not even able to get matches at all in ranked match because most of the time, I'm sitting on this screen right here, the game is still running, but other people are trying to play the game, and it crashes for them when accessing anything online. Online is a blow-up. Anything. You try to access any menu, the game will crash. The game will literally crash. So, it happened to me where the game crashed for me, and I tried reinstalling, I tried verifying the game files on Steam, I deleted my app locale file, which removed all my save data. I did everything just to see whether or not the game wouldn't crash, and the game still crashed. And I'm wondering to myself, why is that happening? And it's not just me that it's happening to. It happened to popular people. Maximilian, he was playing and he couldn't even access any of the online modes. He was busy just having the game crash on him multiple times. And there's supposed to be a tournament that's happening soon in Korea. There's supposed to be tournaments, online tournaments happening for this game right now that are on PC, and the game was just gonna crash. Like, that's terrible to me, that the online functions and mechanics of the game are not working. To the point where even when I'm trying to enter a lobby and I put in the code, it just crashes for that. I try to enter Kizzy K's lobby and it's just like nobody's in the lobby even though there's clearly 8 people in there, right? I had to keep refreshing over and over and keep connecting back to the server just to get in there. I think like these issues with online for the PC port is absolutely unacceptable in 2022. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, because I've made a list of all the problems that I've dealt with so far, and that's one of the main ones, right? Because the thing about it is the game, for what it's worth, when it works online, the rollback is great. Like, I have no problems with it. Like, the game functions great when you actually play it. But, like I said, the matchmaking, all this stuff is not working right now. I'm still sitting here. I'm at a matchmaking queue. I put my request for the matchmaking queue, and I'm still here. I'm talking to you guys right now, making this video. So, first thing, right? A couple of these things are training mode quality of life issues that need to be addressed. Your white life can't be adjusted when you're in training mode. If you know about this game, you know that your health is tied to your meter and vice versa. Like your meter, the more meter you get is based on how much health you lose in the match, right? And your white life is important because that dictates how much meter you get back with conversion. When you set your dummy or yourself to have 30% life, you have 70% white life if you have the white life set up. But you cannot adjust the value of the white life that you have in your health. So that means you have to manually set your shit to have white life at the certain percentage you want with the health, and then you'll have the meter unlocked, but now you can't reset the training position because if you do, then your meter returns back to normal, right? It returns back to whatever value it is. So they need to allow you to adjust the white life so that way you don't have to constantly like run, you don't lose the reset screen with training mode. Like the fact that you can't reset the position without messing up the meter and health is a big problem. They need to allow you to adjust the white life. The second thing is that you can't adjust the guard cancel to activate after a certain amount of hits. It will always activate immediately, which I think is quite annoying. So for that, you actually have to record the dummy doing a blocking animation until a certain amount of hits, so that way you can actually do the guard cancel. Or you have to set the recording to do whatever you're trying to lab, so that way you'll choose when the guard cancel and how they'll bait it and everything. You can't actually set the dummy to guard cancel at a specific point or a specific amount of hits. Guilty Gear Strive does that, and I'm surprised that it's not implemented in this game. The CPU will grab whenever you're trying to record. So like when you set the dummy to actually do a recording, when you actually play back the recording, it will do a throw before all of the things happen that you recorded. So like, let's say I'm trying to record Swiftmaster just doing his fucking spiral swords, right? Neutral jumping and then doing spiral swords. The computer is set to do throw first frame before doing the recording, which I thought is completely absurd. Now, I don't know if they did that on purpose so that way they would have the timing before the dummy would go and do it, but they already have the timer as to when you want the dummy to play before it plays. So why would you also let the dummy throw before committing to the recording? And more importantly, why is the dummy inputting throw in the first place? The way you solve that problem is you have to literally plug in another controller and unbind throw from the main default options, just so that way the dummy doesn't throw at the beginning of the recording. That's legit a bug that shouldn't be in the game, and it is. One final thing about training mode 2 is that, let's say right now I'm queuing up for a match, which I am right now. Clearly I'm queuing up and I still haven't found a game, right? I go into training mode, and this is for console specifically too. Console, it happens a lot. I don't know if this bug is on PC, but it definitely happens on console, on PS4. You go into training mode while you're searching for a match in rank, right? Anytime you reset position, so that means you reset the position back to neutral in training mode. Let's say you fuck up a combo or whatever, you reset it back to neutral. Let's try again. It re-queues you, so it cancels your request for the queue in ranked match, and then afterwards it re-queues you to try to search for the match. That means if you found a match, right? Let's say you found a match, but then you restarted the position. It cancels the match, and then you have to now look for another match. I've had people go through this, and they've had to wait like 30, 40 minutes at a time just before they could get a match, and it's all because they're mashing on the reset position when they're doing their shit in training mode. That to me is absolutely absurd. That's not something that should even be a thing. The other thing too is you can only save a certain amount of replays when you play online. So outside of training mode now, you can only save a certain amount of replays that you have in online matches. Why is there a replay cap? Why is there a cap to the amount of replays that you can save? There should be no limit to how many replays you could save. Even Grand Blue Fantasy Versus didn't have that. So why does this game have that? There should not be a hard cap. Now when I watch people play on fucking stream, they always have the stupid dialogue box because they never clicked no to autosave their replays because then nobody's thinking about that. So now every time they're about to play, it says, hey, you don't have any more fucking slots to save your replay. Would you like to remove one? It's an extra dialogue box that takes you out of the game, when that shouldn't even be a thing in 2022. You should always have a shit ton of your replays accessible to you, and it shouldn't be like a cap. There shouldn't be a hard cap. So I don't understand why you cannot save as many replays as you want. This has been solved in Street Fighter 4. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Tell me why in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and in Guilty Gear Strive, you can change the notation of your buttons from the actual inputs of the console. So like, instead of it saying RB or LB for a controller, it'll say like, oh, this is the A button, the B button, the S button, the MS button. Tell me why when you do mission mode, it shows you your actual controller bindings and not the actual button for when you're doing mission mode. I know that's a small thing to nitpick, but that's really important, because what if you're trying to learn your combo and you're trying to learn it based on the actual notation of the game? Even Exard had that, where you could switch the notation from the actual buttons on your controller to the notations that's in the game. I don't understand why this game has regressed back to not allow you to do that in the first place. That makes no sense to me. The last thing I really hate about this is that there's no info when you queue up for a match. Now, I would love to show you what that means, I'd love to show you, but unfortunately, the game doesn't let me because I'm sitting here waiting for like almost 10 minutes, if not more, throughout this whole video I'm recording right now. I'm waiting for a match, and nothing has popped up in terms of a dialogue box. But for the dialogue box, it would pop up, and it would say, hey, you just got a match. Would you like to accept the match? And there's no info. There's no ping display. There's no AT&T. There's not even AT&T bars anymore to show you the connection quality whenever you go into a ranked match. It just says, hey, you found a match. Would you like to accept it? And I'm like, bro. So I could end up running into the same guy, Mr. Andy 69 500 420, who's got shitty ass fucking connection with 5-frame rollback and like 800 ms. And it's like, I'll lag with him and have a shitty time and be like, I don't want to fucking play him again. Then I'll hit start and I'll be like, oh, I'd like to fight my next opponent. And it turns out it's the same Andy McDouble 400 motherfucker with 800 ping. I don't want to deal with that. Yo, I should be able to see the connection quality of the person I'm fighting against. The other thing too that I really don't like, that I forgot to mention until now, is, let's say, because clearly I'm not going to get a match anymore. Clearly I'm sitting here and it's been the whole video and I haven't found a match yet. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you, when you go to graphics settings, why is it that they only allow you to choose between borderless window and regular window? I have my game open right now and it lets me choose between borderless window and window. But in order to get full screen, I have to hit Alt and enter. Right? I have to hit Alt and enter to enter full screen. This is important because the game runs better and is more stable at full screen resolution rather than borderless window or regular window. The fact that it does not have the ability to go to full screen from the graphic settings without you knowing that hotkey is a problem. That means you could lag because of that too. And people are just playing and they don't even realize that that's what's happening to them. I think that's absolutely absurd. If it was a scrub or a casual that's playing this game, they're more than likely not going to want to play after finding these things out because of that. It ruins the game. It makes people not want to actually play. And this is sad because this is stuff that happens with every fighting game. To this day, fighting games still do not fucking work when you actually try to use them. When you actually try to play a fighting game, it doesn't work at all. Like, there's always some issues, be it the matchmaking, quality of life issues, things that impede on your progress improving. There's too many issues that are just inexcusable. So now people have to play on PS4. People have to play on PS4 in order to actually be able to get a more stable playtime. But here's the kicker. PS4 regular with 1080p is 6 frames of input delay. There's only 2 frames of input delay on Steam on PC, but there's 6 frames of input lag on PS4 regular 1080p, bro. That means that the game is running an extra 4 frames slower. So now I have to choose, man, do I want a fucking unstable ass PC port that actually runs the game solid, or do I want to play a more stable version of the game, but it's laggy as hell and 6 frames? We had two betas to fix these issues, and you're telling me that these issues were still not fixed? I mean, this is absurd. The game works, the online works, the netcode works, but now this is a similar problem like KOF15, where that game doesn't fucking work to this day, where the matchmaking is still abysmally bad, bro. I don't even know if that's a word, but the point is, it's still bad. Like, why is the matchmaking for KOF also trash? Why? This is something that should have been fixed immediately. It's been 4 months and 13 days. Are you gonna tell me that DNF is potentially in the same fucking category where the matchmaking is not gonna work because of some oversight on release, and then the devs don't even fix it? I am not trying to deal with this again. I love DNF Duel. I love fighting games. As much as I get mad at them because I care. I want these games to be good. I want them to have a strong fan base of people that play them. So when shit like this happens, it's extremely unacceptable. Extremely unacceptable. I don't like that. It's 2022. It should not be 2009. Only Street Fighter 4. That's the only game where I have to do Alt-Enter just to be able to put the game to full screen. So there's no fucking reason that 2022, a game like this, should be like that. And $50 is not an excuse. It's not an excuse for things like this to still happen in 2022. Absolutely not. Anyway, I really do hope that they fix these changes. I hope that ArcSys and Aiding at least looks at my video in some way. And I know maybe I didn't put it in a very professional manner and I cursed, but this stuff is really annoying. Like, this should not be a thing. And ArcSys has already figured out some of these problems already with Strive. And I don't know if they helped with developing the game, like with Aiding at least, but come on, this is not something that should be happening anymore. So yeah, if you guys agree with me, if there's any problems that you guys had with the game, let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. I want to make more DNF Duel content. I just hope that the game gets these fixes immediately, so that way it doesn't have a bad downfall like other fighting games. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time, bro. Y'all be easy, man. Take care.